Hey everybody, we welcome to movies and cookies. With your hosts Jackie and Jeremy.
I'm Jackie,
I'm Jeremy.
and we're ready to share some movies and cookies with you.
Exactly. Let's get into it. All right. So first, let's talk about the cookies we ate. So Jackie, what cookie are you eating?
I did get two cookies from Crumble, Jeremy. I did get the birthday cake featuring Oreo,
Ooh.
which I
Oh.
will in a little bit, and also got the brookie cookie, which is a combination of a brownie and a cookie, believe it or not,
Wow.
which I think was pretty unique.
That's mad. That's really cool. That's the cookies I got. Well, I just got this one chocolate chip cookie from something that might recognize Cadbury.
Yes, that's right. You did show me that earlier, so
Yeah.
I have to admit, I was a bit surprised by that.
Oh yeah. Like Cadbury's is Cadbury like common in your country?
I know that they have the Cadbury chocolate, but I didn't know about the cookies.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I also I have drinks as well. I have water as well for my drinks. It's like obviously
And I have chocolate milk, but I'm sorry it's in a red cup, but I had to improvise.
why not? That's
I
perfect.
would find I can't find a glass anywhere, but a cup is better than nothing.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a bite of my cookie. Oh, get to oh yeah.
All
You
right.
can hear me fine, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. No, I started already.
Okay.
Tastes really good. My first time trying it. It's good.
This is really good.
Oh, sick.
Hopefully this is there for my birthday.
Ah, yeah, be good to eat for your birthday.
It came out like 2 months before my birthday, the cookie, so I think it works out well.
Perfect. The cosmic order of the universe is just working out for this.
It is, yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna get started. All right. So now we're gonna get started. We're gonna talk about two movies today. Probably as you can tell by the title of the video, Lion King 1994 and Lion King 2019.
As they say, Hakuna Matata, right?
Yes, that's right. Hakuna Matata. It means no worries.
For the rest of your day.
Yes.
Let's do our first impressions of this
Okay.
in
So
fast.
all right. So the fun character I'm gonna impersonate is Mufasa. All right. We're all connected in the great circle of life. And now you do your impression.
Simba.
Perfect. Simba. You have forgotten me. All right. You get them like yep, that's it. All right, now let's talk about the movie. So the original Lion King. Obviously, everybody
Mhm.
knows it. It's a classic. Everybody's had it like on video or DVD. Like probably like a lot of people formative. I know like for you, it probably would have been like a very formative movie when it came out in the 90s. Eh?
I was actually 6 years old when that movie came out.
Wow.
My sister was only two, so I went in the theater. So I was, very surprised with all the coloring. I didn't expect to see a lot of color in it as well. Like the colors are just beautiful. Set hand design, animation design, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Like the masters, like they really just put their all into it. And the funny
Yeah.
thing is about it is that it wasn't even the A team that animated this movie. Because a little bit of history about the movie is that they put the A team into Pocahontas because they believed that Disney at the time believed that Pocahontas was going to be the big hit. Like it was gonna everybody was gonna love it. It was gonna be like it's sort of like like this story about Native American Englishman falling in love, set against the backdrop of colonial
Right.
America. They thought it was going
Yeah.
to win the Oscars. They thought it was going to be huge. And the line goes,
Right. I
it's
remember
just some,
that.
yeah. I thought, it's just some talking animal movie. But they had something to prove.
Remember that. Yeah.
Like the movie went for multiple iterations. Like at first, it was going to start out as like a King of the Jungle, as something called King of the Jungle, where Simba was a baboon or something, and but he was more of a selfish kind of character. Like he wasn't very likable.
Right.
And I think at one point, like I think if I remember correctly, from based on documentary I watched years ago on the DVD, like it was when they did the scene of Mufasa appearing in the clouds. But that scene really formulated the emotional core of the movie. And that's how to help to realize this is what the movie has to be about.
Right. Yeah. I think I did see that as well. I know I saw the scene where they had the lion and you saw the animators hand drawing the lion, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is like they had to burn the lions so they can learn the animal the the anatomy of the lions and how the animate them so they can move in a way that's reminiscent of real lions, but also keep them cartoony. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, and I know this actually did gross a lot. I don't remember the amount of money it grossed, but it was one of the highest grossing films, I believe, at that time.
yeah, it was. It was like I think it was probably like the highest gross film in 1994 until like yeah, some other movies replaced like Forrest Gump. And then,
Yeah.
of course, it was the highest grossing animated film until Finding Nemo, and then Toy Story 3, and then Frozen took over.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
uh,
so they definitely ushered in a new generation.
yeah, exactly. Like, all right, and the Lion King started with pretty much it was at the peak of the Disney Renaissance. Like, Disney
Yeah,
Renaissance started Little Mermaid, then Beauty and the Beast, Lion, and each movie. Like, obviously, we're not Rescuers get under before Beauty and the Beast, but no, but that movie doesn't really get the reference, really get the same reference as those big four Renaissance movies do.
right.
Like
Yeah.
Little Mermaid like came up first. I was successful, and Beauty and the Beast was more successful, and it got nominated for Best Picture. Then Atlanta was like huge, like made a lot of money, and of course everybody loves Robert Williams as the genie.
Of course, yeah.
And then of course The Lion King came out. It was huge. It became this huge phenomenon that Disney hasn't seen for a long time after.
Right, that's so true.
Like I know you grew up in that time. What was it like in the '90s with Lion King being a huge phenomenon?
Um, yeah, I remember seeing it in the theater and there were a lot of little kids in there.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that a lot of the movies just like basically, registers as you said, one of the greatest films of all time. So, I think it was just like basically I think a lot of people kind of related to the whole thing with Simba as a kid.
Yep.
It's basically showing like him growing up and maturing.
Yeah, exactly.
I also did find out an interesting fact that Lion King was based on Hamlet, a Shakespearean play.
Yeah, yeah, it was like it's basically Hamlet with lions. And also like there's some
And
Bambi
the
in there as
lions,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, there's
I did
some
not even notice that
yeah,
with band. So,
and they're also based on like Bible stories too, like Moses and Joseph as well. Like they really based on a lot of classic archetypal kind of stories. Like they wanted it to have
right.
that epic feel. I
Yeah,
also heard as well. Like they got some visual inspiration from David Lean movies as well. Like like for the scale and of it.
right.
And
Yeah.
of course, they actually went to Africa. They went to Savannah, in order to like, be able to accurately capture it.
Yeah, and I also remember that I read somewhere that Timon and Pumbaa were compared to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Oh, really? Oh, like, where were they
Yeah,
from?
I was a bit surprised by that. They were from, I don't remember I know it was a Shakespeare play and I don't remember. I think it was Hamlet.
Yeah,
Not sure, but I think they compared them to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, which was kind of the funny thing. Like, the sidekicks.
yeah.
They're kind of like guys, when they find Simba and they're teaching Simba their ways of life. So,
It's like, right now you told me that, it's like, that's really like, really one to one with what happened in the movie. And of course, with the Hamlet angle, it's like,
yeah,
like, there's a whole, the uncle kills like the father, and then
yeah,
the son comes back to reclaim the throne. I think, oh yeah, the
right,
father comes back and tells the son like they need to do what they need to do. But of course, instead of the father telling the son get like the uncle killed me, get revenge. All what Mufasa did was just tell Simba he needed to become who he was again and could return to the circle of life.
right. He did
Yeah.
have to do, but it was in spirit. So, kind of looked like reminded me of Pocahontas vibes in a way.
Oh yeah. That were real Disney really was doing spiritual stuff in 1994,
They
1995 with
were, and
those.
I was a little surprised by that. To know that it was, I didn't even know that it was spiritual, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Now, I think we need to talk about the casting of the voice cast, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, we do. Like of course they got James Earl Jones like as
Yeah,
Mufasa. Perfect casting
that
right there.
perfect casting. That's right.
Yeah, it's like, and of course, like,
I don't know if you know this, but I also read if you saw Coming to America, James Earl Jones and the one that played his wife, Madge Sinclair, they reunited in The Lion King.
yeah, I know. I heard about that. So, of course,
It's like really, that's really funny. I guess they liked working together.
yeah, they must have liked working together. It's funny, and yeah, and they both play king and queen, so it just makes it perfect.
Yeah, yeah, and of course Jonathan Taylor Thomas as baby Simba, young
Yes,
Simba. I thought was cute.
yeah, he was really good in the role. Like he definitely like he struck the
Did
he struck the perfect balance between like, oh, like being like like a pretty cheeky kid. It's like, oh, like, oh, like I want to get into these ventures. Oh, like I want to get into these ventures. He had that kind of like smirk to him, but also like but also he's still very likable as well. Like it was still a very likable kid. You understand
Yeah.
why like he does the things he does, and it's like,
Yeah, well, he also also when he goes to the watering hole graveyard
hmm
after they sing, I just can't wait to be king, which I think is just a great song
yeah,
for a little kid. He's like, oh, this is going to be my future.
yeah,
My future's mapped out. I don't have to worry about a job or anything.
exactly. Like if only we could all have that job security.
Only in England.
Only no,
Only
only in
in England.
Africa.
That's why I say that.
Oh, perfect. Um, but of course,
But
but
it's like a deeper meaning in that when Scar shows up when they're being attacked by the hyenas, and it's like, okay, he made a mistake, but he's learning from it.
exactly, like
Which I thought was a good lesson for kids at the time.
yeah, like like being brave doesn't mean you go looking for trouble trying to start trouble.
True, yeah.
Yeah, like that scene, like Boss was
Yeah,
just talking to Simba about it was great.
yeah. Now I know that some people are a little split when Matthew Broderick did the voice of adult Simba.
Yeah, yeah, they
I want
are.
to know your take on this because I just want to know your take on what you thought about his voice in this.
Uh, it's a little complicated. Like, all right. I kind of get why they might have cast him because, like, they wanted someone who's like kind of had that laid back kind of feeling, maybe.
Yeah,
And in regards to that, yeah, he did a good job. And I will admit
he
towards the end,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I will admit towards the end when he started getting angry at Scar, like that was really good. But the emotional quality of his voice acting is probably a little lacking.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, you needed him to be more emotional, especially in the scenes where like he was crying and he was expressing like his grief and stuff. But he just, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I thought he was fine, but I feel like they could have gotten somebody else. I don't know who they would have gotten.
Yeah,
That's a hard one to like. That's a hard character to cast.
yeah, yeah, it is. Like, yeah, you needed someone who had that relaxed quality, but could also really put in emotional scenes when you needed it.
True, yeah, but I did like voice casting of Jeremy Irons as Scar. Perfect.
Again, perfect casting. Like kind of does bring that Shakespearean quality to it, doesn't he?
He does. Now that you say that, he really does. Yeah, I know there were other actors like Malcolm McDowell and Tim Curry to name a few of them, but I think Jeremy Irons just hits it out of the park completely.
He does. He really does. He just plays that really like conniving, twisted, villain that appears to have this kind of, charm. Like, he's a manipulator basically, and he's a manipulator, and Jeremy Irons really just sells that manipulating part.
Now, also, I did like Nathan Lane and Ernie Sabella as Timon and Pumbaa. They were so funny.
They were absolutely like hilarious as these two characters. Like they became the two classic comedy icons of
I think
Disney.
they were, I think they were Broadway actors before,
Yeah, yeah, they were.
so it worked out well. And as you know, Disney did voice casting. They got a lot of Broadway actors, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, I think at the time they really went with Broadway because they were doing Broadway style musicals.
Yeah, true.
But the voice
So
cast, sorry. Uh,
no, no problem. It's fine.
yeah.
So no, go ahead. It's fine.
Nah, you go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to just also, if you had to give this a scale basis on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this?
Rate this movie.
Yes.
This is my
Before
favorite movie of all time.
before we
So,
go on to the 2019 one, I just want to know that.
like, this is my favorite movie of all time. Like, to me, it's like, yeah, it's one of the best movies of all time, hands down. It's a 10 out of 10, 100%.
Right. That is 10 out of 10. I am going to agree with you. It is a 10 out of 10. Just everything about it is just beautiful.
Like, yeah, like animation, the color, the coloring, the
Yeah.
colors, like the design, and this whole story is just so emotionally resonant. Like the whole, lessons as well. Like about
Mm,
like you can learn from the past. Like we all have to like like we go through grief and we might lose loved ones, lose on loved ones in life, but they'll always live within inside of us, and it's
right.
just It's just absolutely beautiful. And then in the whole like we all got to take up a circle of everything we do affects each other, and it's just a really beautiful movie. That's really like, all great.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and it has an absolutely amazing score by Hans Zimmer, and also the choir and this thing by Le Bohème. Like Elton John did the
Yeah,
songs. Like
Elton John did do the songs. That's right, and I do like Elton John. So,
yeah. Oh, probably should listen to Elton John more. I know one song from Tiny. Like
what would
I'm still
you rate
standing.
this? What would you rate this out of like a scale of 1 to 5 on a cookie rating? What would you rate this?
Cookie rating?
Yes,
5 out of 5 cookies.
5 out of 5. Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Mm.
And now, I think I believe it's time we talk about that other Lion King.
Oh, that dumpster fire. I'm never gonna get over.
The 2019 remake. Okay. I will give that
Yeah.
movie. I will give
Let's,
that. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
I will give that movie something. Like the animation for it, the animation, like the visuals for it, top notch. Like they really like, especially like when they did the whole long shots. Everything like it was just absolutely long shots of the savannah, or the jungle. Like yeah, the jungle, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I completely agree with that one. But if I had to say that it was just the coloring was dark.
Yeah, it did have a pretty dark color scheme to it.
It's really dark, and I'm like, how much, John Favreau? Why did you make this dark? Did you just come from shooting Iron Man? Oh no, you did that years ago. Okay, he directed the Jungle Book, but I guess Jungle Book was darker light, a little dark lighting. But it's like he went dark on this. I was very surprised by that.
Apparently, the new popular thing is to make things dark in coloring.
And then also in the beginning, when Rafiki is blowing the red dust on Simba, they didn't blow the red dust on Simba.
Like, how could they not do that?
Like what kind of I was like, what kind of baboon doesn't do that?
And on that
You're
topic,
just
sorry.
come on, I'm like, oh come on, baby, we're gonna go present you, even though you don't like it. That
Exactly. And the way they did, like, you just throw it up. Like in the original, it was like a big celebration. And then the remake, it's like, okay, let's just put you up like this. No problem.
yeah,
And I just say, like, yeah, the remake, they took away some of the more fantastical stylings that made the animated movie so great. Like, the I can't wait to be king. Like
yeah.
a lot of that, impressionistic stuff was gone.
And they butchered "Be
They
Prepared,"
did butcher it.
like, one of the best Disney songs. No, Geo 4.
Oh my god.
You were miscast.
Oh, she would
You
tell.
were miscast completely.
He really was like miscast. Like he couldn't really.
I was fine with all the other cast members. I was fine with Donald Glover. I was fine with Beyonce.
Yeah, yeah.
He really like irritated me to the point where I was just like, we needed Jeremy Irons back.
He think you should have brought him back. They brought James Earl Jones
Get
back.
him back, or okay, we could have gotten Benedict Cumberbatch, which I think would have been great.
Would have been
Could have
great.
gotten we could have gotten Idris Elba, who
Yep.
can sing.
Yes.
We also could have gotten Brian Cox from Succession, which I actually would have thought would have been a really good out of the box pick.
Like there was really great options there. Disney had them right there. They didn't take it.
I don't know, yeah, and I don't know if Brian Cox can sing, but they could dub his voiceover.
They could. They easily could have.
Like I needed one of those three to come in. Like no,
Sometimes you win some, you lose some.
true, yeah,
But I will say this about the Timon and Pumbaa. Like they definitely Timon and Pumbaa was still really funny in this. And I know like who actors they bring who voiced Timon in
yeah.
this?
I'm not crazy. I don't really like Billy Eichner that much.
Oh yeah.
It's just annoying. Like if you ever saw Billy on the street, he's like running up to random people asking questions. They're just like, "Who are you?"
Oh, I think I might have seen something like that. I don't know. I heard of that.
I like Seth Rogen, but he didn't really do it for me as Pumbaa.
Oh yeah.
He's funny, but it's not like Ernie Sabella's Pumbaa where he did it naturally. It kind of felt like the acting was a little forced between those two.
Now you said that, like,
I
I
feel like it
did.
was forced. I feel like the chemistry was like not there at all.
Yeah, I do kind of get what you're saying. Like, it just doesn't have the same feel.
Just like I also thought that the relationship between Simba and Nala when they grew up, that I felt that was a little forced. Like they didn't really give much backstory with that in the remake.
Oh yeah, like what? So yeah,
Like,
they.
oh, we're just gonna ship you two together when you get older. That's great.
Oh yeah, with Simba who? Like Simba Nala or Timon?
They just no, I felt like they just like forced the romance with Simba and Nala.
They
Like
did.
that
They
was
really did force it.
the anime one. They didn't force it at all.
Yeah, like it did feel completely natural with them.
Yeah, like this one they did a lot of forcing.
Yeah, yeah, they did. They really did. Um, and now we get to the anime, get to the big one, the animation.
Yeah. Why? God, you had to do this?
It's like
Disney, come on. I know you're a multi-million dollar company, but you could have invested a bit in the animation. Come on, you did a copy and paste.
they did. They really did. And they're not even a good copy and paste. Like, because the and
You
expressions of
did
the
a copy
animals,
and paste. The animals really have no emotions.
no emotions whatsoever.
Why? Why, Disney?
Oh, Disney, come on.
No, you know what? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this a 4.
I'll give
I'm gonna
this.
give this a 4 because it's just horrendous.
I'm gonna give it
I'm
a.
sorry, it's just horrendous. Like, we get it.
I'll give it a four as well because it was fine because of the story. The story's still
Yeah,
emotionally resonant, but the animation, but the expressions of the animals, it just kills it completely.
yeah, I agree.
And the fact that they took away some of a lot of the emotions, a lot of the style. It's like that's why the animated classic is superior. Disney, that's why you don't touch the animated classics. And in terms of cookies,
Absolutely. Yes.
no cookies for you for this Disney.
Yeah, no please view 2019. Wow.
And
You should
now,
be you should be ashamed of yourself right
exactly, you
now.
should be ashamed. Okay, so now for the final 20 minutes of this video, we're gonna do
Howard's mom
yes,
Howard's mom's adventures.
exactly,
She watch the Lion King.
exactly. Let's do it.
Okay, ready?
Ready?
Okay.
Hello, post edit Jeremy here. This part has some technical issues, so there's gonna be some jumpiness in the audio. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. It'll get fixed in the next video. Now let's continue with the skit.
Howard, what are we doing in the savannah? I thought you meant Georgia.
I don't know, Ma. Like I had the map right there with me, and then some. And then
What's
you're
going
constant.
on? Can you hear that noise, Howard?
I don't know. It's like it must be. I don't know. That must be. But your constant talking made me just distracted me.
Can we play with that little baby?
The baby, the baby. You mean a baby lion? The lion cub?
Oh, come on. You know we're gonna take him either way.
No, we're not. If we do, the lions will come after us.
Okay, well, you know what, Howard? Why don't we ask them?
Well, we're just gonna go ask some lines, and we're just gonna. Oh, hello there, king of the savannah. Hello. We just want to take your baby and make your baby Jewish and eat kosher. If that's okay with you.
Howard, I think we should run.
Oh no. What? Who's? Hello, humans,
We gotta
huh?
call our, we gotta call our friend Harvey for help.
Oh yes, we do have to call him. I believe I need a good meal for this. What's your name? I'm Scar. You mean who? Are you related to the baby cub at all? You mean that lion cub that Mufasa birthed in order to replace me? Yes, I'm very familiar. I'm sensing very evil vibes from you.
Howard, Howard, let's go.
Run! He's chasing after us! Run! Run away!
Howard, run. No.
Run! Oh no! Okay. Oh, retract that end. First, I'm gonna eat you up, and then
Howard, let me at him. I'm gonna hit him.
go hit him, Ma.
Swing, 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 swing. Hey, Howard, I think he's unconscious.
Okay, let's poke him.
Yep, he's unconscious,
Yeah.
Howard.
We thinking, surprise! No, we have to get help, Harvey. And
Harvey, you're here.
Of course I had to come. I could leave you two to be in danger.
Well, well, thank you so much, Harvey.
You're welcome. Now, shall we go visit the king and his son?
Yes, but you know what? I learned my lesson. I don't think we should steal from them.
We should. Yeah, not a good idea. Stealing from lines obviously a no good lesson.
Let's go see the birth. Come on.
Yes, let's go. And now, like, it's like,
Okay, show's over, Howard. Let's go.
let's go home. Let's go
Yeah,
get
let's
in a
go home.
diner. And there you
Yep.
and there you have it, folks. Let's hope you enjoyed this video.
I'm Jackie,
I'm Jeremy.
and this is Movies and Cookies.
Yes,
Tune us, tune in next time for when we do Prince of Egypt and Ten Commandments.
exactly. Like we're going full biblical with this. So like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Have a good weekend, everybody.